Hey, welcome back. We're going along on a continents of the world map. My name is Jason from Map of the Month, and I think this is number 6. And we're going to be just dealing with a few little things today in the category of geographic details. I'm really happy with the way the map's looking so far. You can see what I've done since the last video. I've colored all of the coastline. Okay, so I think that blue is really making the map look nice. And I colored in all the mountain ranges as well. One other little detail I did, which was kind of a nice way to make those mountain ranges stand out, is if you color over the name of the mountains with a yellow, kind of brings your attention to those mountain ranges. We'll talk more about using color to highlight things in the next video when we wrap things up. But today we're going to be dealing with a few important lines of latitude and longitude. Now, lines of latitude run around the globe in this direction. Okay, here's the globe, and we all know the halfway line of the globe from north to south is the equator. Okay, we're going to try to locate the equator on the map. Now, the lines of latitude, it kind of sounds like the word ladder. That's how I remember latitude. Latitude goes like this, like rungs of a ladder up. And they circle the globe like this until they get up to the North Pole and then the South Pole. A little ways up from the equator, you have the Tropic of Cancer, and a little bit below the equator is the Tropic of Capricorn. Those are two additional lines of latitude. So let's do the equator first. Okay, now it might help to have a nice long ruler like this. If you don't, I'll show you how you can work around that. But I've made little marks on the side of my map. You can see I made a mark right here and right here. So I'm going to line up my ruler. Now the reason I put those marks there is because I want the line to run right through. No, well, you'll see where it goes. Let me draw it on first. Okay, so let's look at that. That line of latitude, which happens to be the equator, it runs through northern South America, right above that little island right there. Okay, it cuts through right just below the coast of Africa. So if you don't have a ruler that long, you can kind of make a little mark at these points right here. And that will help you draw the line in shorter intervals, even if you have to do it like a little bit at a time. So if you draw a little line right here and here, then you can draw that little section. So just, of course, it's nice if you have a longer ruler or a yardstick. Okay, so that's the equator, which is located at 0 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to write equator. E-Q-U-A-T-O-R. Okay, I'll put 0 degrees. Okay, and as you go up the globe, it goes, the degrees go all the way up to 90. Same thing down here. Okay. All right, so that's one. Let's also draw in the I believe it's around 24 degrees south. This is the Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, that's Tropic of Capricorn. Cancer. Now, these Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn were named. Their names originate because of the constellations up in the sky. Had to do where the sun was located during the summer and winter solstice. So your teacher will probably go over that a little bit with you. We don't want to get into it right now in the video, but I would like to label them. Okay, so right over here I'll label Tropic of Capricorn, and the one above it is Tropic of Cancer, which I believe is Latin for crab. Okay. The important line of longitude that I'd like to draw on the map is called the prime meridian, and that's a meridian runs from north to south. These lines of longitude run from north to south, from the North Pole to the South Pole. So you can see, and they run in degrees also. Okay, this will be located at 0 degrees. Okay. Okay, I've put little marks you can see right here and here, and you can after you see the line, you can locate it. We'll talk about where it runs. All right, so it goes right about through there. And the great thing about the prime meridian is it separates the hemispheres. Okay, just like the equator. Okay, with the equator, everything above the equator is considered the northern hemisphere. Okay, below the equator is the southern hemisphere. Now the same thing with the prime meridian. Everything in this direction would be the western hemisphere, and over here we have the eastern hemisphere. Okay, so I'm going to put a little. This might be a good place to put it down at the bottom. All right, prime meridian. All right, so you can see the prime meridian runs right, I think it runs, famous for running through Greenwich, England. So it kind of goes right through that little part of the UK right there. And then it goes up this, right off the coast there. And then straight down. So if you mark those points, you should be able to draw your line pretty easily. Okay, so I'm going to go over to my list of details over here. I'm going to check off Equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, prime meridian, and just so you know, the opposite, if I was to take here's the prime meridian, right here, the opposite side is the international date line. We can't really draw that on the map because it's a flat map. It would be somewhere kind of like this. Okay, but let's just, where these two lines, where those lines meet at the south, this is the South Pole right here. So that's one other additional thing that we asked you to label. This little point right here is the South Pole. So let's go ahead and write that. I'm able to do it on this inset of Antarctica. A little harder to locate the North Pole on this flat map. But it would be up in this region up here. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to stop. We've got all those little lines of latitude and longitude. Now, as you go forward, you're going to learn more about longitude and latitude and how you can use that system to locate anything on the map. Anything on the Earth you can locate with using latitude and longitude. Okay, so your teacher will be probably getting into that in greater detail. But I think that we'll end the video now and look forward to one more video where we just wrap up the map. Okay, thank you.